Why can't we ever have nice things? Yo ho ho Dom Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. I was not planning on making this video, and to be completely honest with you, I am pretty pissed off. It just seems like anytime the Buffalo Bills end up making some type of insane splash play, some type of controversy just tends to, sprinkle down and destroy our happiness. That's right, you did end up reading that title correctly. Von Miller could very well be suspended after we legitimately have just given him a 6-year, $120 million contract. Now, we're not entirely sure how the NFL is going to handle it, whether or not this is going to be a 4 to a 6 game suspension, but it does end up hurting the Buffalo Bills' plan to completely revamping our defensive line. We're going to hop right into the details of exactly why this is even an issue at this point, right before I end up shouting out my most recent Patreon contributor, Joe DeSorbo, my man. When I logged into my Patreon and I saw the donation that you put in on my channel, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I cannot thank you enough. And by the way, I sent you a message because I want to hear a little bit more about ship.com because I find it super interesting, and I have a feeling that the audience would love it too, especially for anybody that is also a social media personality that needs to sell particular things. Say that you guys have no idea what Patreon is. It is your ability to go the extra mile in supporting my channel. We all know the best way to support it is simply just by smashing the ever-living out of that like button. Literally, it's just a click. But say you ever want to go the extra mile, reiterating, Patreon is the way to do it, and you can find that information in the link in my description. So according to TMZ, in 2020, Von Miller apparently ended up getting into a fight with a girl that he was seeing on a romantic level. Now, before I start getting into details, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do my best not to share my opinion on exactly what happened. I'm just simply trying to report the news here, and you can make your own opinions in the comments. So, however, Von Miller is accused of essentially sending over some sexually explicit images and videos to 2 unnamed celebrities. Now, I'm not entirely sure why he decided to do this. From what I understand, based off of the text messages, he just said, "Is this your bitch? Is this the bitch you want? You can have her," things like that, and then ended up sending over those explicit images and videos to some friends or somebody who was an enemy. Maybe somebody ended up sliding up on their girl, he was absolutely mad, and he ended up sending it over. Now, he's being sued. The girl is unnamed. She's going by Jane Doe at this point, but from what the article that I read is the fact that she's just trying to make sure that celebrities, regardless of their status, are not immune to any type of consequences for, in a sense, breaking the law. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this story is fabricated. It could very well be the truth, right? It could very well be the truth. We're just going to have to see exactly how the court system puts this out. Even if Von Miller somehow gets away from this, somehow he escapes without any type of charge whatsoever, the NFL is most likely still going to punish him. That is a part of the NFL's policies. Look at anybody that has ever gone through any type of court case, regardless of what the court ends up ruling, the NFL ends up putting in some other type of punishment. Think of Ben Roethlisberger, think of Tom Brady, think of Deshaun Watson, whenever that suspension is announced. So, unfortunately, the way that the Buffalo Bills defensive line room is currently looking is suggesting that we're probably going to be without Von Miller for at least 4 games if I am a gambling man, and let's just hope that that's the case. Luckily, we have an absolute stacked defensive line at this point, filled with youth. So while I was excited to see Von Miller go out there on opening day and absolutely wreak havoc on a quarterback, unfortunately, we're going to have to see how this really all plays out and how the NFL decides on how to handle this. Say, for example, that I was Von Miller. I mean, I've been there. Listen, I've been in relationships before where I was super upset and they got me mad. Maybe they were messing around with somebody else. But sometimes it's super tempting. Just be like, "Oh yeah, bro, go check out our Boom Boom video." Just going ahead and just be like super toxic masculine or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I'm really hoping that Von can get past this. This doesn't, really taint his career already, and hope for the best. Well, Dom Mafia, I just wanted to go on ahead and hop in here real fast. Sorry for the bad news. I'm going to go on ahead and see if I can try and drop another video that maybe might be a little bit more enlightening and exciting. But here you go. Sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this situation. And before I let you go, you better always remember, let's go Buffalo.